Good morning, I'm Gillian with the Deep Earth Singing Moon card reading for the week of 28th of March 2016. I'm using the Wildwood Tarot today. I've got 3 cards for you to choose from and a bonus card for us all. These are the cards. This is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Okay, so number 1. Number 1 is the Page of Arrows, Wren. This is one of my favourite little birds. I always really like to see them. They feel really magical and special as they dart through the bushes. What has Wren come to tell us today? Wren is in a very wintry landscape with gnarly roots or something going on in the background. She has sharp claws that are holding onto a branch. She has a beady eye. It feels like a message of around winter and the harshness of winter and the returning light, and Wren, having survived and worked really hard through the winter. It feels like a message around giving yourself credit for getting through tough times, for being adaptable and resilient and resourceful under quite harsh conditions. Wren's still there with her warmth of colour in amongst the harsh, cold landscape around her. And there's definitely a kind of brightening in the background, a brightening of something better coming. And she's holding on tight, waiting for that something better to come. It just really feels like a message to give yourself credit for what you've made it through in recent times. Times have been tough. It's been winter. Times just recently have been tough. And I think, we make it through. We've made it through winter. We make it through hard times. And if you think of Wren's technique of just kind of darting and dashing through the bushes and hardly being seen, just a glimpse of her sometimes. That kind of survival technique, being small and able to be nimble and flighty. And holding a lot of magic, even in a very small creature. Okay. Card number 2. Card number 2 is the 5 of Vessels, Ecstasy. We have a dancer in the centre for 5 vessels, held strongly as she dances, holding her rattle and a stick, a staff perhaps. She's got a bone necklace. She's dancing. She's in a world of her own. She's full of bliss and joy, and she has the stars of the universe surrounding her. This feels like a real awakening to joy and ecstasy and pleasure. I feel really drawn to her solar plexus. Her solar plexus has, I don't know, just some detailing in there. There's some detailing on her costume in the solar plexus, and it feels like her positioning is really kind of focused on that area, and that sort of confidence, that inner confidence, the light that's illuminating her. It feels, in contrast to Wren, this feels like a real call to dance, to pleasure, to movement, to awakening, to the awakening movement of things, life returning, and the sort of prospect of, looks like she's dancing on a beach under the starlight, and the prospect of that as we move into warmer weather feels really lovely. She's got bare feet on the sand. It's just really joyful card. And just remembering that joy that comes from warmer weather and from being free and not feeling cold and sort of frozen and still. It feels like a real contrast card to Wren, or that Wren's kind of pointing in the direction of this card almost. She has her beautiful clothes on as well. She's dancing in really luxurious clothes, and she just looks like she's having a great time. So it feels like her message is to hold on to the fact that, hold on to those possibilities, and to enjoy ourselves, and to do some of that dancing and that movement and that loosening up after the long winter and all of the cold we've had. And to remember those things. Remember those things that you sometimes forget that bring you pleasure, things that you just love to do and to spend time in doing. And to immerse yourself in that like the stars. I feel like she's just kind of immersed and held by the stars. And just to do that, to immerse yourself in the things you love, the things that bring you pleasure. Have some fun. Okay, card number 3. Card number 3 is the 3 of Arrows, jealousy. We have a burning wooden heart with 3 arrows piercing it, and some blood dripping from the heart onto the rocks below. Feels like a card of competition. This heart feels like something that's been fought over, competitiveness around love, competitors around the heart, the fire, the passion, burning up the heart, destroying the wooden heart, and arrows piercing it and causing pain, and the blood dripping to the ground. And also, I'm quite drawn to these bushes here, these kind of bushes that seem to be sort of piggybacking on the tree, or fresh growth coming out of the back of the tree. It's kind of some dead wood, and then these branches coming out. It feels like the potential for newness and for learning from this jealousy. And I think often pangs of jealousy are around what others have, or a sense of what others have that we don't have, and a sense of things looking better on the other side, looking like, people's lives look like they're great. And I think I always try to remind myself that you never quite know what's really going on with people, and other people it can look like things are really great, but that's often not the case. And just to remember where you are is where you are, really, and that's okay. And just a warning, it feels like a warning of the destructiveness to the heart of jealousy, and how jealousy just destroys the heart, causes pain, punctures and wounds, and just, the heart's suffering there immensely from the the arrows of jealousy. It's just a reminder that to concentrate on what you have and not to be eaten up by a sense of what others have. And the promise of new growth. So if things are feeling tough, if things are feeling hard for you, and that the promise of new growth comes, and new growth can come from the old dead gnarly wood. Okay, the card for us all. The Ace of Bows, the spark of life. This feels good, this card. It's burning. There's some burning at the centre of it. It always feels, this card to me feels like it just holds such a lot of promise. That kind of inner fire is burning. The spark is there. There's a plume of smoke, a fine plume of smoke through this bow and arrow. And it's held in a frame of mossy, lovely mossiness to the bottom, and branches framing the scene, really. The fire looks really luxurious. It's got bits of feather and bits of leaf, and yeah, it's just really, really burning bright there. That essence of life, spark of life, energy. It feels like the spring and the energy and everything coming back. All that brightness and heat and fire. It's awakening in us, and us getting to stretch that out and enjoy that. And I guess to think about where our bows and arrows will be firing and where we'll be headed. The chance to kind of focus on where we might want that to go. So it's like the arrows being warmed up to be shot. Where will we fire our burning arrow? It feels like, yeah. Promise of the life and the goodness returning after the cold, dark winter. Feels like quite a theme across these cards, across the set of cards. Well, wishing you a good week, Women of Deep Earth Singing Moon. Thank you.